Joining us right now is Jeremy Siegel. He's professor emeritus of finance at University of Pennsylvania's Wharton School of Business. He's also the chief economist at Wisdom Tree. And Professor, you say that even though we saw these big moves yesterday, you're not ready to signal the all clear moment just yet.
Yeah, well, Becky, we are much better off than we were at this time yesterday, but are we as good off as we were 3 months ago? I don't think so. Actually, interestingly enough, with the 125% tariff on China, the 10% blanket tariff, the average tariff actually went up yesterday with the raise in China, and JP Morgan calculated at 23%, which right now is higher than the Smoot-Hawley tariff at this moment. So, you know, we're not out of the woods on the tariff. I mean, we'll see what gets negotiated. It definitely, will have to be a negotiation with China. I don't know whether Trump holds as many cards as he thinks he holds on that. But I know that Trump will declare a victory. And by the way, it is good to the extent that he has 75 countries he will be negotiating with. But the shock of what happened, I don't think you can get that out of consumers' mind or investors' mind for quite a while. And so I don't think we can challenge those February highs for quite some time.
And again, that is just a situation of people being burned in the past, thinking like, okay, we got to wait and see how this really falls out.
Yeah, well, but the fact is that you still have a big tariff on you, which is gonna raise some prices. The fact that, oh my God, this volatility, I hadn't seen that. I didn't expect that. Could that happen again? Listen, I've got to be cautious about equities. And by the way, I mean, I don't know if you people listened. Dan Ives was on about a half an hour before Squawk Box, big bull on tech. He said, hey, this isn't over. This shock, the decline in orders, there's still uncertainty. Now, in my opinion, he's not going to put this back. But July 9th is still a date out there. It appears the 10% tariff is permanent, which is still 5 times as what we had, before the Trump presidency. So that's still.
Although isn't that the 10%? Isn't that still a temporary permanent? If you can negotiate better deals and get to a position where you feel like there's less inequity, that tariff would eventually get dropped on a maybe country by country basis too.
Yes, hopefully that will. That is across the board, and we'll see what happens. Listen, even if we negotiated, I mean, if every country said, let's go to free trade, all right, U.S. would still have a trade deficit. I mean, it's part of being a reserve currency. We pump out capital. The world uses it. They use it for transactions. They use it for liquid assets. We had a $900 billion trade deficit. If Trump negotiates and gets, $200 or $300 billion back, and all my colleagues said that's crazy. That would be unbelievable. That's less than 1% of GDP at best possible. Well, the stock market fell 10%. It's still 10 times that amount. $3 trillion, $4 trillion below where it was before all this tariff mess is happening. And by the way, everyone, maybe recession is off the table. Mm-hmm. I don't think slowdown is off the table. And because these gains are, I don't think anyone is. They're going to take recession off the table. No question. Now the Fed is holding. They don't have to worry. They're going to be holding in May and holding until. Now listen, with July 9th out there, they'll probably be holding on the June meeting, which is an important meeting too, because again of that uncertainty. So we're going to have hold. We're not going to have lower interest rates on that. We're not going to have lower interest rates on the refunding of $9 trillion on the debt. I don't want to paint a terrible scenario because I'm so happy he took off the reciprocal tariffs yesterday. But again, I think it's going to be tough. People are talking about new highs now being an easy goal. I think that the market's going to be treading water for quite a while on stocks and on bonds.
돈 벌리게 불어나란 내